Hi, I'm Fege Lieberman, and it's a pleasure to be on this call today. In this video, I'm going to share with you a little bit about myself, about my ADHD journey, and a little bit about what I do. And I hope that you all enjoy this video and that you will learn something from it that you can take with you to your life. So, I'm an ADHD coach. I founded Focus with Fege in 2015. Not only am I an ADHD coach, I'm an ADHD wife and mum. I have 5 children, ranging in age from 21 down to 8. My journey has been a long and varied one, and there have been many bumps along the way. There were many times when I thought I wouldn't make it, and I thought, let's just pack it all in. But with true ADHD resiliency and impulsivity, I persevered, and thank God I'm here to tell the tale. And the story is forever unfolding. So what do I do? I'll show you what I do. I've got this bag over here, and you see these bits of yarn. So this is a symbol of what I do. I help my clients unravel their thoughts. Their thoughts are all jumbled up. Their lives are jumbled up. Their finances are jumbled up. Their stuff jumbled up. Their time all over the place. And I help them unravel it and turn it into single threads, like so. ADHD management is 2 things: pills and skills. An ADHD coach does the skills bit. Skills and pills, each one accounts to about 50% of the entire ADHD treatment. Sadly, too many people and too many psychiatrists here in the UK think that pills is all that you need for ADHD management, and that's not true. Pills don't build skills, and the best way to learn those skills is through a certified ADHD coach like myself, who has ADHD and lives with it successfully every day. So let me tell you a bit about my journey. I came to this career in a roundabout way. I first trained to be a home organizer in 2013. And then I was told by various people who should know better that no one will call you, there's a shame, there's a stigma, and forget about even training. I thought, hey, I like to bite into things. I like a challenge. I thought, right, I'm going to train. And I did. And after about 2 years, I had a full practice, had a full business. And I was noticing that my clients, a lot of them had ADHD symptoms. And I also noticed that they were begging me for time management tools, and I didn't know anything about that. So I trained to become an ADHD coach so that I would learn the tools to help them. And I rebranded and I turned my business into 2 separate businesses. One is Organize Pro, which is an online training program where we train in women to become professional organizers for a business. All the tools focused on the ADHD brain. We're the only company in the UK that does this. Then Focus with Fege is ADHD coaching. And at the time, there was no training in the UK. And I had to train in the USA via phone and Zoom conference. That was back in 2015. And my children were much younger. My youngest was 2, and it was really challenging to juggle everything that I was juggling. And I dropped a few balls along the way. However, I persevered, and I'm so pleased that I did it then, rather than wait for a perfect time in the future. Because when it's done, it's done. So I always knew I had a bit of an ADHD personality, because some of my kids have ADHD, more than one. But I didn't really think I have ADHD, you know. And then through a roundabout series of events, I got myself assessed because I wanted to understand what my clients go through when they tell me that they're getting an ADHD assessment. So I knew how to answer the questions, and I a little bit exaggerated the answers. So the psychiatrist says, Faggy, you've got a serious, severe case of ADHD. I said, oh, great, amazing. Then she told me, well, do you want to have meds? I said, well, okay, I didn't think that far. I thought, well, if she's offering me, why not? So I tried the meds, and you know what? They worked. And then I tried a second meds, and they worked even better. And then they offered me, just to try out to see which one works best, a third type of meds, and that one worked absolutely amazing, because it's not known very well or very much that women and men, but it's found more in women, that when we have ADHD, yes, the focusing is an issue, but the main issue is not so much that, it's the emotional self-regulation, it's the anxiety, it's the depression, and it can be the anger as well. In women, the symptoms do vary slightly, that the anxiety, depression are more pronounced. Well, with me, all through my life, I had very high anxiety, and I thought, well, how long can you work on this? It's like beyond. I thought, you know what, Faggy, maybe this is something that you have to live with, just this. When I went on the ADHD meds, on the last lot of the ADHD meds, something amazing happened. As I went higher in dose, the anxiety went lower. And then when I reached the maximum dose for an adult, the anxiety, poof, disappeared. And I was already working mightily on all those skills for years and years and years and years. So pills and skills, there you go. That's me. So I'm proof that you can live your successful ADHD life, whatever that means to you, with running 2 businesses and with my 5 children. And, I'll just tell you a secret. If one has ADHD, it's usually in the extended family. So I have to deal with a lot of unmanaged ADHD round and about day by day in the extended family as well, with all that entails. So I'm a pioneer, I'm a trailblazer, and I'm a visionary disruptor. I am not scared to say the truth, the blunt truth, and to make changes when they are necessary. You either love me or hate me. So let me show you some of my books. Right. One day, I was having a very frustrated moment when I was thinking to myself, there is so much ignorance here in the UK, and I'm just fighting through this thick wall, and I just can't do it anymore. It's just too much. And you know what? This voice came to me and it said, you got to write a book. Oh, a book? Well, if you write a book, you can reach more people, right? So in true ADHD impulsivity, I jumped in with 2 feet first, or head first, I'm not sure which one. And it's a good thing I didn't realize how hard it would be, because I would never have written that first book. It is over here. It's called Own Your ADHD. And it's chock full of not very well known ADHD facts and information. You can buy it on Amazon, and it has changed many people's lives. It has changed mine, that's for sure. My second book, after that, I started to write a series of books called Banish Your Overwhelm. And there's a whole series planned, and I've got the next 2 published. This one first, Banish Your Overwhelm, and it's part 1, Declutter Your Life. And part 2 is Simplify Your Life. They are chock full of tools to help you first part with your clutter, then organize what you have left, or the ADHD way. And let me tell you a secret, you will learn a lot about your brain that you didn't know. Because what I do is, I don't just throw out tools at my clients. I always go to the root of the problem, which is executive function deficit over here. And if you want to know more, buy my books from Amazon. So You know, I've got the books, I've got courses on Udemy that you can look up that are very affordable, that have changed women's lives. They've changed mine. Just researching and putting it together has helped me clarify the tools for myself. And I've got a YouTube channel as well that you can dip into and get more of a flavor of my style. And I run quite a few Facebook groups as well. One is too boring. I have 3. One is for ADHD coaches. It's called How to Accelerate Your ADHD Coaching Business. The second Facebook group is for ADHD women. It's called Creative Women in Business. And the third Facebook group is for professional organizers. It's called the Organized Pro Inner Circle. So you're welcome to join the groups. And in the Creative Women in Business one, I share a lot about my own personal life, challenges, I share photos, etc. And there's in all the groups, there's often special offers on my courses, and there's Facebook Lives and free training as well. So people look at me and they either think she's not for real. What? How can one woman do all that? Or they think something's going on here, like, what's going on? Well, let me tell you, how can I do so much, plus be a focused mum, run an organized home, and do everything else that I have to do? I'll tell you. There's a 4-letter word that is my best friend, and I put it in my pocket. If any of you have watched any of my other videos, you'll probably know what it is by now. It's called fear. Fear stands for false expectations appearing real. You can either stay inside your cage of fear or face everything and rise. How did I manage to do whatever I did, and plus more? Because I knew that the fear that I had with that new action is a good thing. Fear is to be embraced. If I'm afraid, and if there's a twiggle of like feeling of, this is a good thing for me to do, but I'm terrified, I'm going to do it. There were weeks and weeks and weeks when I was so sick with anxiety, and I pushed through. Because I don't want to get it perfect. I just want to get it good enough. How many ADHD women, how many of us don't do what we need to do because we're terrified? Because it has to be perfect. We're terrified we'll fail and all that. And by now, fear used to be this huge monster, and I have now reduced it to really very small, and it's now in my back pocket. And off I go, and I do the next new venture. So that's me in a super nutshell. Whatever I do to the best of my ability. I'm the first PAC trained ADHD coach here in the UK. PAC is the gold standard for ADHD coaching. And when did I do it? I started from last year, April, finished in November. April, remember, was lockdown all the way through till November. That's when they offered the course. And I said to myself, there's no such thing as no. I will make this work. And I did. And I joined my family in with this process because they were all home, right? Remember? 5 kids home. How did you do that one? We did it. I made far, far more mistakes than anyone I know. You know why? Because I've done more than anyone I know. I've embraced the fear and I've jumped in. And it's been hard. But if it means that I've changed just one life of one ADHD woman, it's worth it. And do you know whose life I've changed? It's me. By helping others, I've helped myself the most. So I'm going to finish now. If you have a dream, and we all have dreams, and if you would love to do something, don't let fear stand in the way. Take that first little step. Remember, mistakes are a sign of growth. And don't try and do it perfectly. Just try and do something, and you'll be amazed at what happens. Join me in the next 2 sessions, and I'm going to talk about my own life hands-on. The second session, I'm going to talk about what I'm currently going through, which is we've been eating dust the last few weeks because we're doing building work in our house and we're not moving out. They've banged off all the plaster to the brick and we're doing quite major renovations. And I'm going to share with you how I'm staying focused, hands-on tools that you can put to action in your life. And the third session will be how I'm helping my children keep focused as well. And again, simple hands-on tools that you can take in your own life. So make sure that you tune in to those sessions. If you have any questions, send me an email, feigy@focuswithfeigy.com, or send me a Facebook message or join one of my groups, and I'm more than happy to connect further with you. See you later.